Hello everyone, welcome back. I am just sitting here on this Saturday evening editing my video for YouTube that I'm about to put out, and I thought I almost had it ready to go, and I thought why not just hop on here and say hello and introduce you to myself again if you're new to my channel. My name is Tamara and I'm just here to make videos of things I cook in my kitchen for my family, and most of the time they're just short 30-minute meals that you can make after work for your family. It doesn't take a lot of preparation or a lot of time. To tell you a little bit about myself, I live on a little farm in East Tennessee. We have just a few acres and we grow beef cattle. The beef that I use in my kitchen and in my recipes is beef that we raised on our farm, and it's all grass-fed, very little grain. In my opinion, grass-fed beef is the best. A little bit about this recipe. I've made a conscious effort to look for things and items in my grocery store that does not have preservatives, artificial flavors, artificial colors. So I have found that that is a difficult thing, and it takes me a long time to get my groceries because I'm reading all the labels. But I wanted to try this pasta sauce that is made with pureed canned tomatoes, and you could use tomatoes from your own garden. You've canned them and you could puree your own tomatoes. I had to buy tomato puree in a can, which is perfectly fine. All that was in it was salt, tomatoes, and water. Anyway, the rest of the ingredients are fresh ingredients. It's just a simple pasta sauce that I made, and I'm going to make lasagna with it, and I'm going to show you that here in just a few minutes. I also want to say that I appreciate you all who have subscribed to my channel and who watch my videos every time I put one out. Thank you so much. Thank you to the ones who comment and leave me likes. It helps me, it helps my channel grow. But I also want to say this, that 80 to 90% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed to my channel. So that's telling me that the people who are subscribed to my channel are not watching my videos. So maybe you don't need to learn how to make lasagna, but watching my videos to the end and leaving comments helps my channel grow, and it helps YouTube know that maybe I should push this video out just a little bit more. Anyway, that's just my idea, what maybe might help my YouTube channel grow. Anyway, so let's get into this pasta sauce and make this lasagna. And if you do watch to the end, I appreciate you. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to do that. And thanks for joining me here for a few minutes in my living room while I get ready to upload this video. So I've started off by browning 1 pound of ground beef. And while that's browning, I'm going to go over and finely chop 2 cloves of garlic. And these are pretty good sized cloves of garlic. Chop those up pretty finely. They are from my freezer. I think I've told you before that I roasted garlic in the summer, and when they cooled, I put them in the freezer, and now they're just ready to use anytime I need it. Easy to chop, and it kind of takes away some of the bitterness of the garlic, but still gives that good flavor. So I'm going to add just about a tablespoon of oil to my ground beef because it is pretty lean. And then I'm going to add my garlic that I just chopped, stirring that around until you can smell the garlic cooking for about a minute, and then you're going to reduce your heat to low. I'm going to go ahead and add 1 teaspoon of salt. Now I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of dried parsley, and you could use fresh parsley if you have it on hand. Stirring that in very well, and now I'm going to add my tomato puree. This is about 28, I can't remember exactly, I think it's 28 ounces of tomato puree, and it's just canned, a really good canned tomato puree. And if you have your own tomatoes that you grew and canned in the garden, you could puree those and use this in your sauce. Now I have some fresh basil from my garden still out there. I've washed it, and I'm going to just take the tender leaves off and chop that up. So I want a couple tablespoons of fresh chopped basil that I'm going to add to my sauce. It's best if your basil is not that dirty just to wipe your leaves off. That leaves the flavor intact, but it has been raining and mud has splashed up onto my plant, so I had to wash it and get it clean. So you have to do what you got to do. Once I get that chopped, I'm going to add that to my sauce that's already simmering on the stove. This is already smelling amazing. And I also want to mention that while I was browning my ground beef, I had already added 1 small chopped onion to the ground beef and let that cook while the ground beef was cooking. So now in a larger pot, I'm going to add salt to my water for the lasagna noodles. In another bowl, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of cottage cheese, 1 cup of mozzarella cheese, and 1 cup of shredded Parmesan cheese. I'm going to crack 2 eggs into a cup and give those a good mix before I add them to the cheese. Just mix those up well, then add it to the cheese, and then you're going to add some salt to the cheese and egg mixture. About a teaspoon of salt. And about a teaspoon of black pepper. Mixing that well. And then you're just going to set that aside while you get all your other ingredients ready, and you can do a little cleanup here while your noodles are cooking. So to my salted water, I've added 9 or 10 lasagna noodles, and I'm going to let that cook according to the package directions. Back over to the pasta sauce that I've just made. I'm just going to give it a stir. Make sure it's not sticking. Turn the heat down and then let it just simmer. After the noodles are done, I will drain them and then rinse to cool them off. Give them another little strain there. And we're ready to put our lasagna together. So just on the bottom of your casserole dish, just spread a little thin layer of your sauce on the bottom of your pan after you've sprayed it with some cooking spray or cooking oil. Layer that with the 3 of the noodles, then more sauce, a couple of big spoonsful of sauce, and spread that out over the top of your lasagna noodles. And then you're going to add your cottage cheese and mozzarella cheese mixture. I'm just going to put dollops of that on top of your pasta meat sauce. And this is so good. Makes it so creamy and cheesy. Layer again with 3 more noodles. back with your pasta sauce. And finish it off with the rest of your cottage cheese mixture. Really, lasagna isn't that hard. This is just a simple, easy recipe. It's one that my mom made the whole time I was growing up, and this is exactly how she would make it. So we're going to layer it again with the rest of those lasagna noodles. Top it off with the remainder of your pasta sauce. And I was running just a little bit low. I really should have had just a little bit more, but it was fine. Finish it off with some fresh mozzarella. This is what I used this time. I don't always use this, but the sliced fresh mozzarella, just spread that over the top of the remaining sauce. And then I'm going to bake it for 30 minutes in a 350-degree oven, and I'm going to cover it. The remainder of the time, I'm going to bake it uncovered so that my cheese can brown just a little bit. And cover it, like I said. Preheat your oven at 350 degrees. You want to make sure that your aluminum foil is not touching your cheese, or it will stick and pull the cheese off when you take off the aluminum foil, when you remove it halfway. So here's my finished lasagna, and thanks for watching, and come back and see me.